These professional chefs all want to break into the top ranks of the world's culinary elite. Deciding who has the talent to cut it is MasterChef judge Greg Wallace.
I think you might have a bit of talent.
And culinary legend Michel Roux Jr. With 2 Michelin stars, he's expecting perfection.
Very modern, everything pointing up in the air. Are you a chef or an architect?
Cooking doesn't get better than this. These 3 chefs all share one ambition: to climb to the top of their profession and become the inspiration of a generation. But in today's show, only one of them will be good enough to make it through to Friday's quarter-final.
This is Professional MasterChef. We are looking for a chef who can really make a name for themselves in this industry.
Only a handful of chefs can do this. Only a handful ever get to the top.
When I was a child, I wanted to become a chef. Growing up, baking with my grandma. I want to be known in the industry. I want my name to be in the industry for a reason.
I'm very experienced as a chef. I've worked 10 years in a pro kitchen. I think that's what you strive for and you want to be, is the best chef you can be.
I'm very, very competitive. I don't like it when someone does something better than me when it comes to food. I don't like it at all.
They're not amateurs. I want to be blown away by the stuff they're producing today.
These guys truly understand what high-end Michelin food is. 1 in 1,000 do. We know you all share a dream to produce your own food at the highest possible level. Well, this is your chance. The gentleman beside me is Michel Roux Jr., who has held 2 Michelin stars since 1991.
I want to see flair. I want to see imagination. Above all, I want taste and I want presentation. So get cooking.
This is the versatility test. They have 50 minutes to show how skilled they are by producing 2 completely different dishes out of today's single ingredient, scallops. Their larder includes pancetta, black pudding, ginger, cauliflower, chorizo, frozen peas, parsnip, rocket and mango, and a selection of plates and dishes to present on.
What we're looking for is depth of flavour. Making it something so special that you will remember it forever. I'm going to be looking for the skill of opening these scallops. A lot of restaurants get their scallops already open. I'm going to be checking the shelf to make sure that they haven't left meat in there. We want scallops on the plate, not scallops in the bin.
A lot of chefs don't normally come up with the ideas I come up with. I think new ideas, as long as they're not too crazy, show a bit of passion. I think that's what they'll be after. Yeah.
Light speed, light speed.
What dishes are you going to show us?
I normally like to be a bit inventive, but to be honest, I'm a bit nervous, a bit scared, like just trying to keep it simple. I'm going to do a scallop, which I fought with to get it out, with a beurre blanc. It's going to be wrapped in pancetta, then grilled. I'm still going.
It sounds simple and tasty. Nothing wrong with that.
Adrian, why are you here?
It's been a long, long ambition to be known as a good chef, you know, definitely.
Halfway point, you've had 25 minutes.
I know what I want to achieve, I know my goals. I want to open my own restaurant. I want to win awards with my restaurant. It means a hell of a lot to win this title, a hell of a lot.
You say you want to push yourself to the absolute limits.
Yeah.
What are those limits?
Well, hopefully to work in a Michelin-star restaurant, and I'm here to find out, see if I can handle it, to be honest.
What do you think it takes?
Dedication, love of food, passion for food, drive, ambition.
That's a big list.
Hopefully I've got it.
Nothing wrong with ambition.
There's nothing at all.
You have 10 minutes left.
To me, there's no point being a chef just to go and cook day in, day out. There's obviously a reward that comes with the hard work, the passion and determination, and that is, of course, your Michelin stars. I'm going to do grilled scallops infused with ginger and mango and avocado salsa.
You do realise that you may have some slightly unusual combinations going on here.
Tried and tested flavours, and they do work.
Gentlemen, you have 2 minutes left.
The kind of food this title is about is sophistication. They have to be able to present the food properly, the right choice of crockery. Everything has to fit. If you want to be a great chef, all of that has to come together.
Have they got it in them? Have they got the skill? Have they got the knowledge? Have they got the touch? That's it, stop, finished. Move away, that's it.
"23-year-old Chris is hoping his first dish of seared scallops infused with ginger and mango and avocado salsa will show versatility.
It's a very, very sweet salsa. You've got honey in there, and I think it needs that extra something. Otherwise, it's just very sweet. There isn't another dimension.
I like serving scallops in their shell. I think it looks nice, and the bed of sea salt underneath is good. There's too much mango, which is very sweet. A little bit too much honey, so it's not a balanced dish.
Will Chris's second dish, ceviche of scallop with dressed herb salad and pancetta crisp, have better balance?
First aspect, I like it. Right choice of plate, neat presentation. Let's taste it. The salad is lovely. I think there's not just roquette leaves in there, there's herbs, and that's very fragrant and beautifully seasoned. I would be very happy to serve that in a top restaurant and to pay top money for that particular plate of food.
The scallop's lovely, and then that little bit of chili heat, I really, really love. Chris, I think you might have a bit of talent.
Thank you. I'm determined, I'm passionate, and I'm in it for the long haul.
Will Durham-based Richard's roasted scallops with rocket, crushed peas and potatoes meet the required standards?
The salad is just dry. In fact, the whole dish is dry.
Right, yeah.
It's a mishmash of lots of different ingredients. Nothing is bringing it together. I'm not pleased with that plate.
Yeah.
You had a timing issue.
Yeah, I think I left a few things to the last minute, which I could have controlled a bit better.
It's an unfinished dish.
Will his pan-seared scallops with cauliflower puree, roasted parsnips and pancetta crisps fare any better?
For me, scruffy on the plate is an understatement.
Yeah.
But I think that dish works. The combinations tell me that you understand flavours.
Thank you.
Very well seasoned, nicely cooked, very good. Quite why you want to take all those flavours and make it look like a dog's dinner, I've absolutely no idea. But it tastes great.
Cheers.
Well, at the level that we require,
Yeah.
you've got 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2 isn't good enough.
Yeah.
You're going to have to really raise your game.
I ask a lot of myself, and if it's not right, I get very angry.
Nervous Adrian resisted his experimental urge and made grilled scallops with pancetta in a beurre blanc.
You can't cut the scallop in there because your shell is wobbly and everywhere. Think of the customer. Your scallop is quite delicious. Saying that, the beurre blanc should be light. This has too much vinegar. It's aggressive. It's the right idea, just that final execution, not quite right.
Thank you.
The sweetness of the scallops and the saltiness of that bacon is absolutely perfect. Not a million miles away.
Will his second, more experimental dish of pan-seared scallops with carrot and ginger puree and black pudding reach the perfection required?
Presentation-wise, plate may be a bit too big. There's a lot of white going on here, isn't there? Ginger, black pudding. They are 2 ingredients that I would never, in my wildest dreams, put together. They do not belong on the same plate.
The ginger's too powerful for that black pudding.
Maybe we'll experiment in a competition again, but I like experimenting with flavours. It'll never change.
We need to see more of you. We need to see which of you 3 has it in them to really rise to the top. You're going to have a break now. We're going to get you back because we have another task for you. Off you go. This is professional MasterChef. We want the absolute best.
I see hundreds of chefs come through my kitchens. And to get the best, we need the je ne sais quoi. We need that little bit extra.
I think we may have seen 1 or 2 glimmers of that in here today.
I definitely think Adrian understands flavours, although the combination of that ginger and black pudding will stay with me forever for the wrong reason. But hopefully he's taken that on board, and he will learn by that.
To have him tell me that he hates one of my dishes, it's horrible.
I now know that Richard can deliver flavour.
But presentation is vitally important when you want to get to the top, and that is the next challenge.
I wouldn't usually serve food like that in the restaurant I work at. Hopefully in the next round I'll be able to show me plating capabilities.
I've got Chris in pole position. If Chris can carry on in the same vein as he started, he will win this round.
Chris so far has produced, in my view, the best plate.
It's quite a hot stop to see Michel Roux Jr. there, because obviously he's an idol, and being told one of your dishes is superb is like one of the highest compliments to be paid, I think.
I'm not sure which way this is going to go now, because I've got high hopes for all 3 of these, and that very rarely happens.
To be a star chef, you must understand the classics. And not just understand them, but to be able to follow a classic recipe and to be able to produce the goods on the classic recipe, but add a little bit of your own savvy.
In front of you, you have the ingredients for 2 classic recipes. Duck orange and chocolate mousse.
You have 1 hour and 20 minutes to produce those 2 dishes.
Best of luck. Feed us well. These dishes have stood the test of time. They've lasted for hundreds of years. They are the absolute epitome of good dining.
Duck à l'orange dates back to 19th century France and is pan-roasted duck served with an orange sauce.
I want to see the duck cooked in advance. It has to rest. And I want to see it cooked pink.
Any one of these guys should be able to roast a duck properly. It's the sauce that's the tricky one.
It's all about balance of flavour. We don't want sweet, sticky sauces. It has to be citrusy flavour, bitterness from the peel, and a little bit of sweetness. It's so damn hard to get right.
Their second classic is chocolate mousse. Mousse derives from the French word meaning foam, and the chocolate version became popular in the 1960s. It's a delicate balance of egg yolks, dark chocolate and whipped egg whites.
Chocolate mousse at its best is just the most delightful of desserts.
It has to have those little bubbles inside, and when you put it in the mouth, it has to just dissolve away. To achieve those bubbles and to have the right texture, the egg whites have to be really whisked to the right point. You have to put the sugar in the egg whites at the right time so as they stay nice and smooth and don't go grainy. You have to feel those bubbles. That's what's important about a chocolate mousse.
Is pudding your thing?
Puddings are my weakness. I'd admit it's my weakness, which is obviously could be my biggest downfall. So that's my main concern, is make sure the pudding's okay.
That's your nemesis, is it? You are halfway. Chocolate mousse, you've made one of those?
Oh, I made chocolate mousses 1,000 times before.
And what is it, do you think, with this duck dish that we're looking for? What precision?
I think you want us to follow the recipe, classically done correctly. Flavours are there. I think I let myself down a little bit last round. I think the presentation could have been a whole lot more. So hopefully this round I can impress you with the flavours and presentation.
That's fascinating that you think it was presentation was your weakness, because we agree. You have 20 minutes left. The classics hold no fear for you, Adrian, no?
They do, actually. They do quite a lot.
Is there one particular dish that scares you more than the other?
I think the duck, mainly.
Have you made a chocolate mousse before?
Yes.
Was it a good mousse?
I want a bad mousse. Hopefully nothing will go wrong.
You have 5 minutes to present the best 2 plates of your life. Time's up.
With a quarter-final place at stake, will the chef's classic dishes reach the standard required? First under scrutiny is their duck à l'orange.
Chris.
Chris has served his duck with a sautéed potato cake, a patty pain squash and carrots.
Are you happy with what you've produced?
No, because the duck's overcooked, it's bled all over the plate, destroyed the presentation.
Do you know why it's bled all over the plate?
Because I didn't leave it to rest long enough.
Exactly. The sauce is sticky, too sweet. The potato cake is a good idea, but lacks seasoning. Is it a duck à l'orange, which is the question? In my view, no.
The sauce is fine when you finally get it, but you don't get any orange flavour at all until right at the end when I managed to chew down on the rind. Oh. Not what we expected. Adrian.
Adrian's chosen to serve his duck with sauté potatoes, confit of carrots and green beans.
I actually quite like that. It's a classic way of presenting. The duck is cooked well. It's well rested. Carrots, you tried something new, confit them with the fat left over from the duck. I think it's worked.
Thank you.
Your potatoes are lovely. I love the flavour that's now coming from those carrots. You are so almost there.
Yeah.
Let's move on to you now, Richard.
Richard has made roast potatoes, carrots and green beans with his duck, but needs to impress with his presentation.
Very modern. Everything pointing up in the air. Are you a chef or an architect? That's a big problem for me. The duck, ever so slightly overcooked, but it has rested properly. Big problem with the sauce, again, not enough of it.
Yeah.
Although it has depth of flavour, which is what we're looking for. But the potatoes, they're undercooked.
You have the thickest consistency sauce, which I'm pleased about. I watch your work, and a lot of your stuff is good, but you've got to bring it together.
Yeah.
It's now down to the chocolate mousse. It's the last chance for the chefs to prove themselves.
Chris,
Despite his fear of desserts, Chris has risked adding the liqueur kirsch to his mousse recipe.
it's a little bit dense, which I think you may have over-whisked the egg whites, but it's good.
Thank you.
It's good.
Thank you very much.
Right, let's get in. You can smell that liqueur as it comes up past your nose. I think the flavours are stunning. The alcohol gives it a real deepness that the chocolate slightly relieves. It's gorgeous. I feel duty-bound, as a judge, to have another go.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy with my mousse. It's given me a great boost. I think, yeah, I've got a very good chance now.
Right, let's move on to Adrian.
Following his experimental urge, Adrian has added a layer of orange curd to his mousse.
I think it looks smart, that chard of chocolate. Very modern. I like the idea that you have layered it as well. I'm going to have to delve down deep and get some of that orange. Oh, yeah. It's very smooth, very rich. It's got the air bubbles. That's good. In fact, that's very good. That isn't just a chocolate mousse. That is, that's a real dessert, that. I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
Brilliant. The mousse wasn't just nice, it was very nice. And for him to say that, 2 thumbs fresh, you know what I mean? It's brilliant. Mint.
Right, moving on to Richard.
Unlike Adrian, Richard has stuck to the classic chocolate mousse recipe, but has gone all out with his presentation.
It's full to the brim. And I don't like that. The mousse itself is probably the lightest. It has loads of bubbles in there. It's a good chocolate mousse. Whether or not it's a Michelin star standard mousse is another question.
Yeah.
There's far too much going on there. You order the chocolate mousse because that's predominantly what you want, and you've got to get through 2 layers of rubble. Really good mousse.
I feel great that they said that the mousse was the lightest out of all 3. Very glad of that. Hopefully that will stand us in good stead to get through the next round.
Well done, lads. Judging time now, so off you go.
Well done, mate. Well done, lads. Very good.
Poor old Richard. I was hoping he was going to recover because he gave me some beautiful flavours with the first scallop dish.
But his duck was bizarre, to say the least. The potatoes were practically raw.
We are looking for the best of the best, and they do not serve up raw potatoes.
It's cooking at a high standard. You can't have simple, silly mistakes like cooking a potato. So, yeah, I think that'll count against us, but hopefully me chocolate mousse was light enough.
All right, Richard's gone. We're agreed on that. This is now a debate between Adrian and Chris. Adrian.
Never again do I want to see ginger and black pudding on the same plate. That was, for me, a disaster. But chocolate mousse was delicious. It was smooth, unctuous, creamy. It was really top-notch.
Absolutely stunning. The presentation of that was great.
I hope what I've done this afternoon is enough to rectify my mistakes this morning. Yeah, I do, yeah.
If Adrian started off weakly and grew in stature, then Chris did completely the opposite. Chris stunned you today with the beauty of that ceviche scallop.
It was better than very good. It was excellent. I loved that starter. And then things started to go wrong.
The duck bled.
He didn't rest it, and all the juices ran all over the plate.
I want to get through really desperately badly. I really want to win this.
It is very, very close. In fact, it's nerve-wracking. To make a decision, we really have to look very closely at what's in here, really, and what's in here. And the chef going through to the next round is Adrian.
Got my beers, isn't it?
I'm disappointed that I didn't get through, but at the end of the day, I was here for the competition. Yeah, I'm a little bit upset, but life goes on. Life goes on.
It's a bit gutting to be so close, but yet so far. But you take knockbacks, you get up stronger. You just got to soldier on and carry on, hoping to get that dream.
Wow. I can't believe it. It's great. Amazed. To be fair, well happy about it. Well happy, yeah. Take a lot to take the smile off, I reckon.
Adrian will be back for Friday's quarter-final, but tomorrow night, 3 new chefs battle it out for the title of Professional Master Chef.
The idea is right, but it's not elevating to the highest level.
And you can catch that next episode at the same time as 6:30 tomorrow here on BBC Two. Fancy Figure Work riles the dragons tonight at 9. Next, though, we return to the crazy world of Lakeside.